Hello and welcome to this week's Gems of War Guild Event Planner. I am Guardian Namek, Guild Leader of Loot and Plunder. This week's focus is the Raid Boss, where we are using units from Wild Plains. And after running some numbers, here are the units you want to use. This is the team I plan on using. I'm going to be using the Taurus Gladiator, Sunweaver, Gelaros, and then the Godslayer for the week. The key things with them is the Taurus Gladiator gets to destroy a 5x5, effectively generating about 25 mana. They gain some attack, and then they also are armored, so the idea is that they should be a fairly good tank and puncher. Past that, I have the Sunweaver, who is a very powerful buffer, giving 45 attack, armor, and life to an ally, and then 6 mana. And that's just a really nice amount of mana. It's not a ton, but it's still very oh sweet. Plus just a lot of extra durability and extra attack, which will in theory make the Taurus Gladiator very powerful. And then I am going to be using Skeleros, as he gets to double the number of skulls on the board and then create 2 more. So as long as you can get skulls going, you should be able to punch really dang hard. And that is kind of my idea. I'm going for a skull busting build, but there's more options. And then Bach is a Wargear and not a Taurus. Apparently this week really was Wild Plains. But let's focus on the gnolls, and the gnolls kind of suck because they have a chance to hit the wrong target, and as such, they're just unreliable. Boss Slayer for the week gets to do some damage, boosted by their ascensions, and then explodes 2 to 5 gems, which is quite nice actually, because that's a decent amount of mana back, so they shall be pretty useful. Not the most useful in my lineup, but still pretty useful. Now, if you're looking for some other options, here are some other good ones to be using. These are all units that do damage based off of their life, armor, and attack. And so they all do some good damage. The funniest thing is, the higher you get, the worse they are, because they have a higher mana cost. Yes, he gets to pull an enemy to the front, but he has the same rate as the Earthcaller, who has also a higher base damage. Or the Berserker, who can get enraged. The Minogore, which the Minogore used to be the only one that had boosted by their attack. It wasn't even life and armor kind of stuff. But I'm glad they kind of made the identity of the Taurus being boosted by their actual stats. The Earthcaller is probably going to be your best bet if you are doing any of these, as they have the highest base damage and have the same rate as anyone else. And if you need a second hit on the boss, you got one. Nice and simple. Minogore is probably the best option for dealing with the other enemies, as if the Minogore's attack is stronger than the enemy, it gets to deal double damage, which is really dang nice. Now, another pretty good damage dealer is the Midge Swarm, because they get to do scatter damage twice, which is just surprisingly effective. Now, there are a lot of also good options for mana generation this time around, surprisingly so. So you got the Ridgeback, which gets to explode a bunch of gems and moves a target to the back. So they're going to be a good explode generator. The Soothsayer is also pretty good for mana generation, as it gets to destroy a row and a column, about 15 gems, roughly 15 points of mana. Gets to start the battle empowered, so right out the gate you can start charging up. And now it also gives 1 to all other allies of all skills. It used to just do magic. It still isn't doing much, but it's something. And then the final mana person is the Gorgon, who gets to explode a row, deal 49 splash damage, and knock the enemy to the back. It's not a lot of damage, but the mana generation is pretty decent, and with the extra damage, it's a nice little boost. I sadly did not make any infographics for this week for easy showing. I do think I'll try and get that done for next week. But either way, I do hope this info was helpful for both starting and veteran players of Gems of War. If it was helpful to you, give that subscribe button a click and hit the like button, as I plan on doing these every Monday, both to help my guild and for fun. Until next week, have fun plundering.